Hello, hello, hello. Crafty Chris here for another Scrap Your Scrats Thursday night. Tonight I am just going to be going through some of my old messing around with gel plate, and I'm going to be making backgrounds for cards. So I'm basically going to be putting the cards together and cutting up and collaging and doing some different things with some of the backgrounds that I've used. Now you can see I don't really do a lot of fancy papers, so this is just your standard photocopy paper. I do have things that I've done on watercolor paper and multimedia paper and things like that, but at the moment I am being cheap, I guess is the best way to put it. This is out here. I'm going to start with doing some collage, I think. And I have some coordinating colors. The first thing I want to do is make sure that I've flattened out my cards so they're nicely folded. All right, so now I have this really cool funky one that is kind of wild colors, but I don't want to use that whole thing on there. So I thought I might do some combining between the two things, and I'm literally just going to rip paper. I kind of like the raw edge, but to get it the right size, oh, that might work. So here I am going to just rip it down, and I don't mind having a little bit of the white coming off, and just rip down this edge too, rip some of this off. There we go. So I'm just going to kind of mount that in the center of the paper. Now I want to get some of this purple. And I don't mind if I have some raw edge on that. A little too much raw edge on that. And I want to play with this purple on this background. All right, I'm liking what I'm seeing, so we are just going to put that down. I think I'll put it down this way. There we go. And this, do I want it to go side to side or all the way across? I think I want it to go all the way across. So I'm just going to place it somewhere around there and trim off the excess at the sides of the cards. There we go. There we go. So there's my first card base, and then I can build from there. I maybe don't like the pointiness of that up there. Ah, oh well. It's the same kind of pointiness. Alrighty. Now, I can make a second card. I have enough to make a second card with the remainder of that because I kind of like what's going on there. Just going to be a little more careful about my tearing. So when I hold my fingers together and tear, I get a better, more accurate edge. I don't mind the inaccurate edge, but I also like to have control sometimes. And, oh, come on, there we go. So that can go there. And I quite like the white background of the card because it kind of puts it in a frame. There we go. Now this time I think I'm going to do a square-like thing. And I'm going to pull away with my left hand so I don't have any of the white on this piece. And I'm just going to have it to be a focal place for like a sentiment. Maybe I'll go this way. Yeah. There we go. So there's two cards. Nothing in the center, but two cards, the beginnings of my ready to go, just need to throw some things on cards using my backgrounds. Now I want to do a 5x7 one here. And I keep losing all my tools. Oh, there it is, where it belonged. Okay, so now this one I'm going to trim right to the edge because I just like it the way it is, and I'm going to make it the full card. So this was, double checking, 5 by, oh, it's not 5x7, it's 5 by 6 3/8. Isn't that interesting? All right. Make sure I can get the 5 out of this. That's 5. Okay. Let me just take this down a little bit. Try to keep some sort of a measure on it. Okay, there we go. Now we can go down the side. I think that should work. That's 5. There we go. And alrighty. So this is going to go on here. Oh gosh, it's beautiful. So I'm going to trim the top. Wow, is this ever going to be a nice looking card? I'm going to put the glue, the adhesive on the bottom here because I am going to trim it. And I just want to make sure I get what I like where I like it. Whoops. So let's get you a little bit down there. There we go. And then when I turn it over, I can trim. Yeah, that's going to work. Get my long scissors for the long cuts. There we go. Only need a smidge off the side here. And off the bottom. There we go. Woo! Love that. And you know what? I am not going to put anything else on that. I could put some purple on there, but I just love that texture. Got a little too much light happening there, so you can't really see that beautiful texture. Look at that. Wow. All right, so put that in the pile of card bases ready to roll. Then I have this fun and funky one, and it kind of has similar colors here. Now, just so you know, I only used yellow, green, and blue on these ones, and I got all of these wild colors. That's the fun thing about doing layering on the gel plate. So I think I can do a combination of some of this with that. I don't think that'll go. Nope. Alrighty. So I think I'm gonna do, oh, let's do some minis. I wonder, yeah, I think I can do a couple of minis with this. So let's get the trimmer, and I think I'm going to use this color. So I'm going to trim these down first. So I have some sort of straight lines to go by. Okay. And I think I'm going to go right down the center. So this is like a little over 5, so I'm going to put it a little over 2.5. Just a little over. There we go. And let's see. Oh yeah, that's cool. So I'm going to go right about there. Try to keep things square. As much as possible. That's a little bit left over. And take a tiny bit more off that. Just a little too much white. 2.5 inches, that was going to be 2.5 inches. Alrighty. So I've got my pieces here. You can see how quickly I'm making these cards. So it doesn't take a lot of time. You just have to sit down and do it. And then you have the cards all ready to go in your stash. And maybe on another day I might pull out all my sentiments and just go through and make a bunch of cards with particular sentiments. And then the final decor stuff happens the day or two before you need them. Oh yeah, look at that. That is very funky. Love it. So where's my fold line? Doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to sort of center that in the middle. There's another card done. Don't want sticky stuff on my... There we go. Piece of sticky stuff on me. Kind of like the weight across the top on that one. There we go. That's 3. And the last one, number 4. super easy. Great way to use up your scraps. So there you go. 4 little cards ready to go. All right, now I like that, but this has some coolness about it too. And I think I want to do a large one on this one. And again, we will likely need to cut it down. All right, cutter. So I'm just straightening it out so that I have sort of a squared off side. Don't mind if there's a little bit of white. Alrighty. Having a little bit of white's okay, but not too much white. Alrighty. And we're going to cover up. Now, which way do I want it? Do I like it this way? Do I like it that way? This leaves that area for something. I think I like it this way. All right. Again, I'm going to put adhesive on the actual card. And I like the top edge on this one the best. There we go. Flatten that down. Get my scissors out. And trim away the excess. And I think I'm going to keep this little bit of blue because that could be a banner. And I think I threw away another little piece of blue. I'm taking that back. So those can be banners. And look how fun that card is. And I could put something in the center there. Do I put a nice square of purple? See what I have going on here. I think I might want to do a purple square. Do I want a square though? Maybe I don't. Maybe I want a circle. Because that's got circles in it. I'm going to do a circle. Okay, I got this big punch. Looks to me like a 3-inch punch. And I'm going to put it in. Get myself a 3-inch circle. Oops. Didn't cut as cleanly as I had hoped. Guess I'll have to sharpen that a wee bit. And I can trim the excess off. Alrighty. And then that circle can go in with the other circles. I love it. And you'll have your own color combinations. And I think I want it to be somewhere down there. And that's where my sentiment will go. Beautiful. We're just plowing through. Now look at that hot mix of colors. That is red and yellow with a bit of purple that was stuck and left on my mat. I think I want to do some more of these small ones. Yeah, I'm going to do some more small ones. So 1, 2, well, how many did I do out of the last one? I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I think. Alrighty. We'll do 4 of the off-white on the cutter. I'll start with this side as my straight edge. There we go. There we go. And now we can cut these into 2.5 inch pieces. So let's start from this side. I'll go down this way. 2.5 inch pieces. There we go. And then 2.5. 2.5. And now I've got some of these pieces. Where did I put those? I think they're over here. Whoops. So I've got these. And I'm trying, you know, I'm looking for interest as well, making sure that I'm taking the best out of the papers that I have. This can be saved for other things. Alrighty, and we need 4 of these. Again, we're going to flatten down our sides. Whoa, it's looking good. Now, I just thought of something. I think I might want to corner round some of these. So I've got a bunch of corner rounders that can give me different things. So let's do, I'm going to do this one on this one. And you should do it before you put your adhesive on, obviously. Okay, so this is kind of a funky looking shape now. Center that. There we go. Look how nice that is. Woo! Okay, let's try a different corner rounder on this one. Whoops. Nothing there. Okay, I think we're going to have to go in and didn't cut that very well, so I'm going to have to go back to this one. I find that inverted one very difficult. If you don't get the paper in quite right, you have trouble for sure. Love it. Okay, so now let's try that in. Let's try this one. It's got a different edge to it. Ooh, cool. See, it just, sometimes it doesn't want to take the paper properly. Like there. There we go. Sometimes I overthink it. I'm going to try that one again, not overthinking. There we go. A little bit better. And it's much better the harder paper you have as well. So the corner on that one isn't the best. So we'll put that down at the bottom corner. And maybe nobody will notice. There we go. There's that one. And let's see. I'm going to try that inverted one again. Oh, does it every time on the second one. There we go. Alrighty. And we have our inverted corner one. Oops. Make sure your adhesive doesn't show. There we go. Now those are really awesome. Do I want to play with something crossing it? No. What about a little bit of purple across it? Hot and cold, that's kind of cool. What about some of this green? No. I think I'm going to take a couple of strips of this purple. Oh, what about the turquoise? Woo! There we go. Okay. Got some hot going on there. All right, I'm just going to make sure this is the same width all the way down, which is tricky because it's there we go. And get that white off. So that one's good. And now this one's a little wider. So I just want to get that white off. There we go. All right. So let's see. I think I like these guys the best. And I think I like that the best. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna put a strip right across there. Not very straight, but that's okay. Try to eyeball it. That's looking pretty straight. And I'm just going to trim off the excess, and I always keep these excess pieces because they're kind of fun to use in other things. There we go, we have one. Isn't that nice? Whoops, lost my focus. All right. And this, do I like the white in there? Let's see, or do I like the blue in there? I think I'll stick with the blue. There we go. And trim that off the side. Now I've done a lot of bottom ribbons, so I'm going to try doing some side ones. So there we have 4 more cards. Look at that. Do, 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 do. Alrighty. Okay, what's next? This one is kind of interesting. This is just a smudge, but it has some potential, smudgy potential. Let me go back to the regular size cards, and I think I'm going to trim this down, or am I going to rip it? I'm going to rip it, but I'm going to rip it downwards so we don't have the white edge. There we go. As little white edge as possible. Actually, maybe use a ruler and pull up. Get an idea for where it is. Yep. Okay. That's a little easier. Get a straighter line. There we go. Could have taken a little more off of there. And don't want it to be absolutely straight, but at the same time trying to keep the white to a minimum. And this one's bigger, so I can play with this one. There we go. And I think I'll use this. There we go. Whoops, need more off of there. This is when it gets tricky. Because you gotta get your nail in there. Yeah. I have to do that this way. Whoops, wrong way. All right. Now, let's divide this into two pieces. So one is going to have a little bit of white. And the other one is going to have a little bit of white, but in a different way. Okay. Oh, look at that. Some print from something ended up on there. That is cool too. All right. So which way do I want it? This way or this way? Oh, I kind of like it this way, but the words are upside down. So we will put it on, making sure we have the card in the right direction. We will put it this way. Now, this card, because it has letters, and it kind of will look upside down if I put it sideways, won't be good for sideways, but any of these others I can use sideways. I kind of like it like that. It gives you sort of a little bit of a corner in the design. Where the white is. Now, when you're doing gel plate, it is, you know, most of the time you don't really want to see an actual line from your roller on your paper, but in this case, that actual line is like a design element. So that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. See, and this is where all your little pieces come in. I like this. That is making me very happy. Not so much on there, isn't that interesting? But I do like it on here. Do I like that one or that one? That one. I think I like this one. So I am going to use that verbatim right on there. And what I might do when I'm ready to do some design is a little bit of line work around the outside. In fact, why don't I do that right now? So you can see what I'm talking about. So I would just take a black pen and go across the top and the bottom. And I think I'm just going to take my line a little bit further out so that they go across each other. A little bit more there. Okay? And it just gives it a little bit more. And I can do doodles or anything I want to this card. So just adding some line work in white or black also. And you can even highlight some things here using your black. You know, just popping a few things out and playing around with the colors that exist in the actual work. So you can mess around with it any way you want, actually. And just keep playing, and you can even go in and doodle a little bit. So you have some doodling happening. So you can do all kinds of things with your pieces. Alrighty, what do we have here? Now, I thought this was a great background for a masculine card. And I am gonna do 2 of those again. See if I can line it up a bit. Again, these colors were made with just your basic red, yellow, and blue. But it's amazing what you can get. So I want that cut down there. So where did I put that? Okay. And now I can trim off here. And trim off there. There we go. So there's one piece. And I'm cutting these differently each and every time. I don't really have a plan. I guess it's more of what I see when I'm cutting. And again, if I cut, sometimes I rip, but I like this cut now. I'm just going to round the corners with a small corner rounder. So it just gives you a little bit For some reason that corner. There we go. That's a little better. I did that one already. Go. There's one, and now I'm going to do one with a much larger corner, rounded. There we go. Okay, so small corner rounder. Find my card. Okay. There was a bit of fluff stuck there. That might be why it didn't round too well. Oh, it is what it is. Alrighty, so this can go in either there we go. There's one. And again, I can put a black line around the outside. I can put a banner across the middle. I can have the card on its side like this. All right. And now our bigger rounded edges. Yeah, I think I'll put it that way. And the reason I did that is because I've always got the lines sort of going at the bottom of the card or the left side. So now I did some going to the right side. Now, how can I play with this? Don't like that. Don't like that. That might be a little too much. We have purples and blues. Purples and blues. Maybe if I did it over here. Something like that. I kind of don't mind that. Maybe, let's see, I can go up there. Top and bottom. Yeah, I kind of like that. So that's going to happen. Or do I want it in the bottom? Nope, I liked it at the top. So that's going to go there, and this is going to go about here. Is that straight? Not quite. There we go. This is going to go right above that. There we go. So this can be worn that way, or worn or presented this way. And the other one I think I'm just going to leave because I kind of like what's going on in the pattern itself. All right, what else do we have here? Okay, we have, whoops, we have this green one. Not super fantastic, but I do have some collagey bits I can do. Now, do I like the light green on the dark green? Or do I like the purple and green on top of the light green? I think I like it better that way. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, so this we're going to trim, and this time we're going to rip it so that we have a raw edge. There we go. Don't really want that much white edge. There we go. And I'm just going to rip it down the center. There we go. And I need a little bit of raw edge on that one. There we go. So I've got those pieces ripped. And a couple of cards. Make sure I have the right direction. There we go. Alright, I think what I'm going to do with these ones is I am going to put them off center. A little bit different. Get them a little bit off center. And this one is going to be off center to the top. And there we go. And this one is going to be off center to the bottom. Or maybe central. Yeah, off center central. Or maybe this way. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to maybe put this one this way and get a band of something going on there. So literally, it's just, like I said, whatever comes to your eyeballs at the time that you are putting them on the page is kind of what you're looking for. And I like this green with the circles, so I am going to put a green circle. Ugh, this just is not punching well. So hopefully I can follow the line. There we go. And again, some of these are more masculine than others. Go put that circle right to the edge. There we go. And I want a strip on this one. Okay. Something like that. Yeah. That looks good to me. There we go. That's garbage. And trim this off. Need my long scissors. This one. And that's the other. Okay. Now, feel like I need some heat coming out of there. What if I had a little bit of heat? Just a little tiny bit of heat coming out from under there. Oh, let's see what I don't like about that. Okay, so now I think I want a little bit of heat. Not a lot. Just 2 little bits. This will come out from under here. Just a tiny bit of heat. There we go. And a tiny little bit up here. Now, do I want it there? Give it a distance from the side. Just a tiny little bit of hot. I'm looking at this piece and I don't like that corner. There we go. So I'm just going to cut that down so it's not quite so angular. Put it in there. There we go. Alrighty. So there we go. We have 2 more masculine cards. This could use a bit of heat here. If I put a bit of heat there. Okay. I'm going to cut this out because I can use that piece, and this can just go in there like so. Awesome. Whoops. Sorry about that. There's an emergency with the child. There we go. And I'm liking that too. Beautiful. Okay. So this is not going to be a long night, but I'm going to use up what I have. Since we're here, I am going to use up what we have. Okay, I'm going to cover this whole thing. Down in the corner here, up to the top. There we go. There's sticky stuff there. Ooh, look at that piece. Alrighty. So that's the whole base. Now this is fun stuff too. So there we go. Just making this sort of the right shape. Keeps wanting to go off to one side. I think I would like that in the center. Up or down. Doesn't really matter. I'm loving that combination now. That looks, you know what? I'm thinking Christmas card on this one. It's the beginnings of a really funky Christmas card. Look how pretty that is. Oh! Alright, so now I only have a couple of pieces left of stuff and some of these ripped off pieces. So I'm just going to trim down different things. I don't think we'll use that. So I have blocks of things. So I'm just trimming down my pieces, getting rid of the white. Whoops. There we go. All right. That actually is an interesting piece all on its own. So I just have bits and pieces of stuff. And I'm wondering if I can pull together a card with some of this. Reduce the amount of white as much as possible. Like I'm really hanging on to bits here, but this is kind of where all the creativity comes. When you have all these little bits and pieces and you want to do something with them. Okay, so let's lie a few things out flat. Not sure what I'm doing with that yet. Let's curl these back so we can see what we have here. And see if there's anything that goes with anything else. Because usually when you're using the same 3 colors on all pieces, you should be able to combine them in some way. Do you see what I'm seeing? I'm seeing things coming together. That to me goes more with the other one. And there's these guys, which I can split up. I don't need to keep them in a complete piece. Now, this stuff seems to be going together well. This not so much. This not so much. But these seem to kind of flow together at least. So let's see what we can piece together. So I'm gonna just take the white off of this. All right, so this can go, hang on. Let's see what we have. We have a fair number of strips. Strippy bits. Maybe if I take some of this white off. So now, take some of the white off of this. Or if I put these two together, put this up from the bottom. Okay, so that can maybe go there. This can go here. Do you see what's happening with that card? And that's all just using leftover little chunks. This I'm thinking is not melding. I think I might have just enough with what I got here. And what if I put that like that? Maybe I do that. Now, what do you think of that card? I like that card. Okay. So now I got to take a picture of it because I'll never remember it once I start to glue it down. Taking a photo. There we go. And I keep my photo handy while I'm gluing it down. Okay, so those are uppers, these are bottomers, and now let's glue it down. So this is basically the epitome of using up scraps. So I'm going to put this one on the other side, and then I'm going to be able to scooch everything else around it. Oops, a little dog hair in there. Gotta have the puppy love. Like that. All right, and then I have 3 more, so this has to go in the middle-ish. Whoops, should move it up so you can see what I'm doing. That's going to go in the middling. Something like that. There we go. going to go in there. This is going to go in there. Now this guy, yeah, he's okay. All right, now this guy is going to go there, but I'm going to leave some white around the piece that's going up here. So I'm just playing with how much white is going to go there. This can go like that. There we go. And this piece, I'm just going to take a little bit off the top. There we go. Okay. Whoops. And put that coming down from the top. And this guy is also going to have a little bit torn off. There we go. Whoops. Like so. There we go. Now, because I've got all these little bits and pieces, I'm going to keep those in that. I'm going to put some collage medium on it just to stick it all down so that it doesn't pull up. Collage medium, and if you don't know, is great for sticking paper to paper to paper. Okay, so now and it just kind of gives it a seal so that the paper doesn't lift up. Because you don't want those pieces that you've just spent all your time putting down there lifting up and becoming a problem or ripping off. So I'm literally flattening it down, making sure I get all the air out from underneath. And it'll dry matte now. So that gives it looks glossy now, but it will be matte when it dries. And this just keeps it from moving around because it's hard to get all those little edges. And I can do that with all of these cards. You see how that side is lifting up? But I don't really want to. I like the idea of the grunge because I have a bigger area to glue down on this one. I'm not worried about it lifting up, but these were kind of little thin pieces and I don't really want them to lift up. So if I see edges lifting as it dries, I just force a little more of the collage medium in there and we'll put that aside to dry. Alrighty, so my friends, I still have more that I could do another card, but I think I'm very happy with the amount of things I've done today. Let's just take a look at what we have. Put a lid on things so we don't dry out. So we have, make sure that's all dry. Okay, we have made a bunch of cards. Whoops. This light is super sensitive. I guess that's a good thing. Alrighty, I'm just going to make some space so I can put all the cards out so you can see everything we've done today. And I'm going to lift up my camera. This, I want to fold that down just a little harder so it lies a little flatter, or not. I may not want to. So, cards, 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 and any of these can go sideways. They do not all have to be north and south. We have little cards, bunches of teeny cards, and big cards. Wow, I don't even have enough space on my desk for all the cards we made. Woo! All right. Let's put a card there and a couple of these. Weighing that one down a little bit. And then this one, which is wet, is the one we made in the end. I'll put that up there. Look at all those cards. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 cards. Did I count that right? I hope I did. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 cards. Wow. In, I don't know, half hour. Now, mind you, they're not completely done. And we will have to go and do our final bits on it. But until you really know what you're going to use it for, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself unless you want to do standard thank you cards and sorry for your loss cards and hope you're feeling better cards and that kind of stuff, which you can totally do. But this is a great way to use up the leftover bits and the tests and the playing that you've done with your gel prints. I hope you enjoyed tonight's Scrap Your Scraps. Feel free to share it with your friends. Please remember to like and subscribe in the link below the video, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye.